Hey everybody, I'm back. We're about to head to the Shrine of Baphomet to see what Ember's gonna do. I see them! Look, there they are! A demon! And Toil is here too, standing right in front of him. He doesn't seem scared at all.
Bring them to me. Lord Baphomet will be pleased, especially after he sees the blood of the apostates. Yes, oh mighty Pasquerade, did you really think you could just walk away from the cult? You belong to us forever. No one will save you now. Not gods, not people, not even your weak little creature.
These poor Templars continue to serve Baphomet. They do so many terrible things and don't understand they can stop at any time. They still don't understand even when people who manage to mend their ways are standing right in front of them. They must be very stupid. Let's go over there, Reynard. Hurry. The redeemed knights can't hold out for long. They need our help. And these stupid Templars. How can I make them see they are wrong? You still hope to persuade the Templars to repent? I don't want anyone to die. Each time we have to kill someone, it's not a victory but a defeat. We lost someone who could have become our friend. I know this is war and killing is a part of war, but I'll save every person I can. There is a warm glow in Ember's eyes. She radiates goodness, but also such steadfastness that it's clear few people will find the words to contradict her.
Forward, slaves of Baphomet. Prove to the Master that you are worthy to serve him.
Hold on, Redeemed. Don't take a single step back. We have no right to lose this battle. Ember taught us to win despite fear and despair, and this situation is scary and desperate beyond belief, right? That means it's time to win. Don't give up. We're on our way.
Beautiful.
Lunchtime. Let's dine on mortal flesh. Oh, hello. I remember you. We met in the Purple City. How are your wounds? All healed up?
It's that lunatic from Illusionera. Remember that crazy mortal who preached to us?
Yeah, it's her all right. You know what? Go ahead and slit my throat. Eat me, do whatever, but I'm not gonna kill her. Come and join our side. Let's put an end to this war together. That's right. Demons, mortals, we can all be friends. That's true. Reject evil and we'll accept you as our friends. Look at me. I'm a succubus and I've managed to save myself from the corruption of the abyss. You can do it too. She's right, you know. What's the point of all this never-ending slaughter? Keep fighting the whole world if you want, but I'm done. Screw this invasion, screw the world wound, and screw Baphomet twice over.
Are you crazy? I'm gonna make you wish you never said that.
Go on then, kill me. Life in the abyss is no life at all. The girl was right. Better to live 5 minutes among mortals than return there with you, scum.
Peace with mortals. Down with Baphomet.
Friends, thank you. We won't let anyone hurt you. Thank you, little preacher, for opening our eyes. Well, who wants to be the first to attack the demon crusader?
Amranda gratior. Amranda gratior. I will resist. Amranda gratior.
Stop. Listen to me. I was born the year this war began. I knew nothing about it, but my father told me that good people were going on a crusade to save the world from demons. So we went too. Then my father died, but it wasn't demons who killed him. He was killed by some good knights who thought we were cultists. Stupid, right? Since then, I've watched for many years good people die stupidly in this stupid war. They die from disease, from hunger, from weapons. They kill each other because demons order them to, or out of suspicion, or out of fear. Meanwhile, demons keep coming here from the abyss, and what do they get? A scrap of a wasteland, and then a quick death at the end of a crusader's sword. The world wound has brought no good to anyone. Not the crusaders, not the cultists, not the demons. So let's close it, all together, and finally end this war.
Don't listen to this mortal fool. Bring me her head.
Don't have to fight, demon. Repent and come to our side.
Don't be ridiculous. Come on, does anyone need me to repeat my orders? I'll devour the soul of anyone who dares raise a weapon against me, and I'll start with the traitors. I will no longer serve you. Curse you and your Baphomet. Down with Baphomet. Down with the Templars. If we die today, we die as crusaders. I will devour your bodies and souls, and I'll start with this little piece of fluff.
Get your paws off her, you scaly filth. So what do we have here? The preaching of a barefoot little beggar stops a battle, makes sinners repent, and turns demons to the side of good. How very interesting. I confess, girl, your words failed to impress me in a Lucianera, but your deeds, they are intriguing. Hey, you rebels, what does this mean? Do you fear this tiny mortal more than Baphomet, Descari, and all the other demons of the Abyss who will be displeased by your betrayal? No, Lady in Shadow, we are not afraid of her or them. We are no longer afraid of anything. We've been afraid our entire lives, but this mortal girl has healed our fear. Kill us if you want, but we will no longer follow anyone's orders. It's not often I come across things I do not understand. Would you be so kind as to explain what this girl thinks she's doing? She is as much a mystery to me as she is to you. Is that so? Fine, let's ask her directly. You there, child. What is this all supposed to mean? How do you make these hardened scoundrels, these blasphemers and murderers with blood dripping from their hands repent? What makes even demons who scarcely crawled out of the abyss take your side? The Redeemer Queen, hello! Thank you for protecting me. Why are you asking? You already know the answer. You're just afraid to accept it. Don't be afraid. Wait, what nonsense. First, don't you dare call me by that idiotic nickname. Second, I am afraid of nothing. Third, please do not think of me as your personal bodyguard from now on. The only reason I didn't allow him to burn you was because I wanted to understand what's going on here. And interrogating a pile of ashes would be a trifle inconvenient. You don't seriously think your sickly sweet whining would make me relinquish my demon lord throne, do you? You already know the answer, Redeemer Queen. I see you are not the same as you were in the Purple City. You have changed. In the name of all that is unholy. What was I thinking? What kind of answers could I expect from this feeble-minded creature? Articula, why did you come here? I ask myself the same question. I think I wanted to understand why hardened murderers and bloodthirsty demons suddenly started eating out of this insane beggar's hand. But what's the use in trying to understand the ravings of a lunatic? The only reward for my curiosity was a headache. How did you know what was going on here? I have eyes everywhere, and I keep a close watch on you and your gang. I knew it. You sent your friends to look after me and keep me from harm. I had a feeling they were protecting me. Protect you? Who do you think you are, you mortal idiot? If you want, go ahead and jump off this cliff head first. I won't lift a finger to save you. But you have already saved me, just now. For the first and last time in your short, meaningless life. Since you're already here, perhaps you could help us with the battle. As if. Do your own fighting. Good queen. She pretends not to understand, but she understands everything.
Looks like everyone's brains have already been melted. Doesn't matter. I alone am strong enough to devour you all. Glory to Baphomet, death to mortals.
I got this. Damn you!
Prepare yourself.
Into the fray!
Yeah, looks like everybody's frightened. Time to go finish him off.
It all worked out so strangely. We've killed many people. We've saved many people. These knights came here to kill each other, but instead, they became friends. Everyone is praising me, but I know I did nothing special. I just reminded them of something they already knew. And those demons, back in the Purple City, they laughed at my words, but I saw they were listening. I believed they would one day remember my words and understand them. And it happened. If humans can stop being evil, so can demons. Even demon lords like the Redeemer Queen.
The Redeemer Queen. So you think Nocticula is now on the path of good?
Of course. She is very proud. She'd never say it out loud, but I see that she has changed. You know, I pray to the demon lords every day and ask them to come to their senses. Daskari and Baphomet don't listen to me, but she's different. I know she hears everything. Maybe one day, not soon, but one day, she will get out of the abyss.
What will happen to the Redeemed Brotherhood next?
Their numbers will increase. They will be joined by new people who have mended their ways. Good people who still think they have been abandoned and have no choice but to be evil. They'll help each other get out of the abyss, and they'll defeat those who have chosen to stay there. The Redeemed Knights want me to go with them, to teach and guide them. But I'll stay where I'm needed most, with you. These good knights think they need me, but they managed even when they believed I was dead. My words have shown them the right path, and that's good. Now they can save each other and themselves without me.
Please explain this to me. How did you manage to get an entire squad of cultists to repent?
They weren't really cultists. They were good people who just got confused and started to think they were cultists. I just reminded them who they really are.
Well, another battle is behind us. It's time to prepare for the ones ahead.
Wait, what do you think? About me? About these knights? About everything that's happened?
Your father would be proud of you.
My father. He was good. You would have been friends if he hadn't died. So many people I've loved have died. You're not going to die, are you? You've always been there for me. When I was scared and when I was doubtful, you supported me. If it weren't for you, I'd probably be long dead. Thank you.
You're proud of what you do, almost as if it was a respectable profession.
Whereas you think the only honorable killing is killing in the name of a god. That's a zealot's reasoning.
Anything new here? Apparently that one kobold... I mean, he said he was gonna move to Dresden, but I haven't yet seen him here. Not in here. I doubt he'd be in here, but... Nope. In here? No.
Let's see. Here we go.
Nope, prison's empty.
I can.
Wonder if he has anything new. No, doesn't look like it. Wonder if Nenio has anything more to say. Nope. Yeah, if he's not in here, then I don't know where he could be. I'm not sure what happened to him. Does Ember have anything to say about what just happened? Your kindness won the battle. Maybe it will help us win the entire war. If only the demon lords listened to me. If more people talked to them, pitied them, asked them to come to their senses, and still, some would rather die of their spite than reject it. I don't know if we can win with kindness alone, but I will try, I give you my word. What's going to happen to Nocticula now? It's up to her. She used to think she was free, but she was actually controlled by her sins. Now she is actually free and afraid. What will she choose? Maybe she will do evil again. Maybe she will leave the abyss. I don't know. Now everything is in her hands.
Can't make the demons wait.
Anything new at the court?
Let's see what we can do.
Nope, guess not. Yeah, let's go back to the Hellknight outpost, see what's going on there. Nope. I wonder what they meant by the island following me around. You know who I smell? Early sunset. He's here somewhere. How do you know? Well, I wanted to say I could sense him with my magic, but really I can see him. He's standing over there, right in front of us. Let's hurry then. Let's see what he's doing. So, we meet again.
I wanted to continue the conversation we started in the Abyss, but first I want to ask you a simple question. Do you want to remain as you are now? After all, there are so many other possibilities before you. I can see you're lying and trying to lure me into a trap. It will not work. Well, the subtle method didn't work, so let's try another way. Open your soul to hell, Reynard. Terrifying power rings in the devil's words. It almost drives you to your knees, but with an incredible effort of willpower, you manage to stay on your feet. I was looking for a more elegant way to seal the deal, but it seems we will have to resort to brute force.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Desna, guide my hand.
Defeat? I've almost forgotten how it tastes. And let me tell you this. You can kill me now, but you cannot kill me for good. Archdevils, like demon lords, are reborn in their realms if they are killed elsewhere. Of course, there are ways to finish off a creature like me, but I doubt they are within your reach. Then crawl back to hell and never again stand in my way. Oh, I can't promise that. I will only say you are unlikely to see me again in the 100 years or two. I've other matters to attend to. When the devil disappears, it seems as if some invisible dam crumbles inside you and the chains shackling your power fall away. The power rises inside you like an unstoppable surging wave. The devil is gone and we are free from his pernicious influence. And I feel I feel like flying.
Hey, Commander, you sure clean up nice. I think we must be in a fairy tale. What we saw was real magic. Not just some arcane spell, but real. Fascinating. I, of course, am not speaking of the battle with the Archdevil. That was not a significant scientific development. But your transformation, lad, is definitely worth mentioning in the encyclopedia. Did I have to leave Cheliax only to face the machinations of the devil here in the World Wound? But hell will remember the lesson you've taught them. I don't know anyone else in the entire world who could have done the same thing you just did, Reynard.
Your accomplishments are amazing, our most esteemed Reynard. You yourself are amazing. I can't recall ever seeing a mortal who could change so much, and you have blossomed like a flower on a young shoot.
What can I say? Today was a good day. We've driven off the devil, we've made our friends happy, and even the commander himself has somehow changed. You beat Hornhead! It was worth becoming a crusader just to see that. Who else of our kin has ever seen such a thing? Hooray, Reynard! This nasty devil kept bothering you, but you've only become stronger, better, and cuter.
Hey, we all leveled up. Yes, greater weapon focus. Oh, and we leveled up again. Yes, critical focus. Yes, trained initiative. Let's see. Oh, this ability does not affect mythic spellbooks. Eh. I guess last stand. Although... Maybe I'll do this instead. Do get a lot of summon spells. Only one more level 2 spell I can take. 2 level 6 spells. This Blessing of Luck and Resolve Mass. And Overwhelming Presence. Heroes never surrender. This spell affects all companions. It removes fatigue, exhaustion, all negative levels, restores all abilities and spell slots up to level 7. This spell doesn't affect Azata's mythic spellbook. Rainbow Arrows. Azata creates a rainbow arrow that jumps from target to target up to 1 time per 4 caster levels, dealing 1d12 per 2 caster levels damage with 1 energy randomly chosen between acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sound. Revolt. Azata shouts out, dealing 4d6 plus her caster level sonic damage to all creatures within a 30-foot range. This shout encourages a revolt within the enemy ranks. All affected enemies have to pass a will saving throw, or start to attack the strongest among them. Each round they try to pass a new will save to end the effect. If an enemy successfully saves and ends the revolt effect, they suffer 4d6 plus Azata's casting level sonic damage each round for 1d6 rounds, as inner voices shout within, making them regret what they had done. Unbreakable Bond. Under the effect of this spell, all companions become immune to mind-affecting, charm, fear, compulsion, emotion, shaken, confusion effects. They also get a +3 luck bonus on all saving throws and DR5, while they are in a 10-foot range from Azata. Water Torrent. Azata summons a wave of water. It deals 66 bludgeoning damage to all enemies in the area. Every affected enemy has to pass a fortitude saving throw or be knocked down, slowed down, and become vulnerable to bludgeoning damage for 1d6 rounds. All allies affected by this wave are cleansed from all the following conditions: ability damage, blinded, confused, dazzled, diseased, exhausted, fatigued, nauseated, poisoned, and sickened. Oh, I've got wings now. Let's see, Sela gets another mercy, paralyzed, and another use of Smite Evil, Hammer the Gap, and Abundant Casting. Ember gets Lay to Rest. A witch may target a single undead creature with this hex as if with an undeath to death spell. A will save negates this effect. Whether or not the save is successful, a creature cannot be the target of this hex again for 1 day. For critical wounds mass. So we're all level 19 now. Improved Iron Will. Cure Light Wounds Mass. True Seeing. Oh, no, she's not taking those spells for some reason. Not sure why it does that. Anyway, Frightful Aspect. You become a larger, awful version of yourself and take on features that horrify your enemies. You gain the following abilities: a +6 size bonus to Strength, a +4 size bonus to Constitution, a +6 form natural armor bonus to AC, DR10 magic, and spell resistance equal to 10 plus half your caster level. You also emit an aura that emanates 30 feet from you. Enemy creatures within the aura are shaken. Each time a creature shaken by this aura hits you with a melee attack, that creature becomes frightened for 1d4 rounds. Though at the end of that duration it is no longer affected by this aura. The aura's effect is a fear and mind-affecting effect. And Dominate Monster. And Greater Abundant Casting. Nenio gets... Weird. This spell functions like Phantasmal Killer, except it can affect more than one creature. Only the affected creatures see the phantasmal creatures attacking them, though you see the attackers as shadowy shapes. If a subject's fortitude save succeeds, it still takes 3d6 points of damage and is stunned for 1 round. The subject also takes 1d4 points of strength damage. And Clashing Rocks. You create 2 colossal-sized masses of rock, dirt, and stone and slam them together against a single creature between them. The clashing rocks appear up to 30 feet away from the target on opposite sides and rush toward it with a mighty grinding crash. You must make a ranged touch attack to hit the target with rocks. The clashing rocks ignore concealment. A creature struck by the clashing rocks takes 20d6 points of bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. If the clashing rocks miss the target still takes 10d6 points of bludgeoning damage from the falling rocks and is knocked prone. A successful reflex save reduces this damage to half and the target remains standing. Creatures other than the target that occupy the space where the clashing rocks appear or within their path must also make a reflex save, or take 10d6 points of bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone. Improved Initiative, Power Word Kill, and Heroic Invocation. Using words of ancient power, you bestow heroic powers on all creatures subject to this spell. They gain a +4 morale bonus on attack and damage rolls, gain 2d8 +4 temporary hit points, and become immune to both fear and charm effects for the spell's duration. Powerful Shadows. And she gets Point Blank Master Shortbow. And Staggering Critical. Ranging shots. Every time you miss an enemy with a ranged weapon attack, your aim improves, giving you a stacking +1 bonus on attacks against the same enemy up to the maximum of your mythic rank. Every successful hit lessens this bonus by 1. And Volgif gets Disintegrate and Chain Lightning. Maybe it was an item that gave him Chain Lightning. I don't know. And Lightning Reflexes, Finesse Training Light Hammer. Acid Fog and Cloak of Dreams. And Enduring Spells. Forgive me for distracting you, Commander. The situation with early sunset was most unusual. Oh, those devils. Why couldn't they wait patiently for you to deal with the mutual enemy from the abyss? No, they had to interfere, as if we couldn't survive without their precious opinion. He saw my strength grow. That's likely why he decided to attack. From what I know of this particular devil, he may not have initially planned to attack you, but was trying to find a way to confuse and subdue you. but he lost his patience and gave up. Heh, so typical of their kind. In any case, Commander, I decided to speak with you on this special occasion. Recently, you've been visited by all manner of entities. You've hosted guests from Hell, the Abyss, and Heaven. I thought you should know that we of Elysium are also here. It's not our way to show up in a pillar of light and pressure someone to accept us as their mentor. The Plan of Freedom knows how to respect freedom, especially the freedom of mortals to follow their own paths. But we've always been near. We sent little Ivu to you, and we watched out for you and encouraged you as best we could. It doesn't matter who or what was the original source of your power. What matters is where your heart calls you. All roads are open before you now, and no one can tell you where they lead. But that's for the best, no? A road heading into the unknown, with countless discoveries ahead. Something tells me that among these roads may be one that leads to a destiny much more exciting than even the most powerful azatas. Now, unfortunately, I must take my leave. The end of the war is near, and you have everything you need to win. I hope we will meet again someday. Just know that you have friends in Elysium who will be glad to see you, either at a boisterous feast or on a quiet walk through the forest.
So she was in Azata the whole time. Oh, before I go, more sneak attack, dispelling attack. Improved quarry. At 19th level, the character's ability to hunt his quarry improves. He can now select a quarry as a free action, and his insight bonus to attack his quarry increases to +4. Steel Soul, you are especially resistant to magic. You receive a +4 racial bonus on saving throws against spells and spell-like abilities. This replaces the normal bonus from the dwarf's hardy racial trait. Ever ready. Greater weapon focus, gnome hooked hammer. Power attack. Combat maneuver defense. Unstoppable. Social gets improved initiative. Last stand. Darren gets heal mass. Iron Will, Spirit Boost. Whenever your healing spells heal a target up to its maximum hit points, any excess points persist for 1 round per level as temporary hit points, up to a maximum number of temporary hit points equal to your oracle level. Rift of Ruin. This spell tears a rift in reality, creating an extra-dimensional hole with a depth of 60 feet. Since the rift extends into the abyss, it does not displace the original underlying material or allow access to areas below the surface. You can create the rift on the deck of a ship as easily as in a dungeon floor or the ground of a forest. Any large or smaller creature standing in the area where you first conjured the rift must make a reflex saving throw to jump to safety in the nearest open space. In addition, the edges of the rift are sloped, and any creature ending its turn on a square adjacent to the rift must make a reflex saving throw with a +2 bonus to avoid falling into it. Creatures subjected to an effect intended to push them into the rift, such as Bull Rush, do not get a saving throw to avoid falling in if they are affected by the pushing effect. The walls of the rift are covered with razor-sharp blades, while the floor seethes with boiling pools of acid. Strange crawling vermin, writhing shards of ice, and all manner of other chaotic and deadly manifestations of the abyss. A creature that falls into the rift takes 6d6 points of falling damage. Any creature in the rift, starting on the round it enters, takes an additional 6d6 points of damage from the rift's environs, even if the creature is merely climbing or flying within the rift rather than standing at the bottom. This additional damage changes from round to round and is randomly selected from acid, bludgeoning, cold, electricity, fire, piercing, slashing, or sonic damage. Each round, a creature in the rift can attempt a reflex save to take half damage that round. To climb the rift's walls, a creature needs a successful athletics or mobility skill check with a DC of 35. When this spell's duration ends, the rift snaps shut, violently expelling all creatures still within. These creatures take double damage from the rift's environs in that round and are knocked prone as they are returned to the surface above. Summon Monster 9. 1d3 extraplanar frost giants if you are evil, 1d3 extraplanar monamic devas if you are not, 1d4 plus 1 bogeymen, or 1 thanademon if you are evil, and 1 gale azata if you are not. Improved abundant casting. Key power diamond body. A monk gains immunity to poisons of all kinds. Combat mobility. Toughness. You gain a bonus on your attack rolls with ranged weapons equal to the penalty to AC the target receives from their size. Slumber. Shaman can cause a creature within 30 feet to fall into a deep magical sleep as per the sleep spell. The creature receives a will save to negate the effect. If the save fails, the creature falls asleep for a number of rounds equal to the shaman's level. This hex can affect a creature of any hit die. This hex ends immediately if the creature takes damage. Whether or not the save is successful, a creature cannot be the target of this hex again for 1 day. Combat reflexes. And magic nullification. Yep, that's it. Alright, let's go to the Hellknight outpost.
My sword is an extension of my arm. My sword is an extension of my arm. So, is my plumage an extension of my head? Focus, Sela.
The detachments of Crusaders summoned from Canabras by the military council to aid the cause has found itself in grave danger. They've been completely blocked off by demonic forces and have been forced to take up defensive positions. If they are not rescued, they will all die. Scouting party got caught in a storm in the World Wound. Alas, the consequences were most dire. Corrupted spirits entered the soldiers' bodies, taking complete control. What should be done with them? All units gain the Fearless feat. Unit has a plus 20 bonus to combat morale. Crusade morale increases by 35, deducts 3,000 finance points. Let's go with that. Spirits did not wish to part with their new bodies, but the clerics of the Crusade were stronger. The commander's merciful decision has filled the troops with hope. They have faith that even in the most desperate situation, he will not give up on them. The Hellknight outpost welcomes you with sharp and inhospitable silence. Tall figures in black imposing armor tower over you. There are no threats or greetings, nothing at all. Regil takes his place in the formation near Paralictor's Rent, Tai, and Deothan, but slightly ahead of them. There is a barely noticeable shift in his posture and demeanor. It's almost like he is getting ready to perform a wearisome and unpleasant task. You all know why we are gathered here. Today, the Order's emissaries will hear the results of my investigation into the actions of the individual known as the Commander of the Fifth Crusade, as well as decide the fate of said individual. Regil, explain yourself.
I think it's obvious. The orders need to know whether or not you can be trusted. I will coordinate the tribunal as someone who knows the facts better than the rest.
Fine, I will hear what you have to say.
I will state the facts as they are known to me. You reserve the right to speak in your own defense. I will start with the main reason for today's assembly. The source of the commander's supernatural powers has been hidden from us until recently, but now it is clear the emergence of these abilities was caused by a Rilu Vorlesh, a criminal and an enemy that unequivocally and unconditionally must be destroyed. Whether the commander is her associate or an involuntary tool is yet to be determined. I am neither. A Rilu has no means of controlling me, and any scholar of magic can attest to that. Your openness, your appeal to expert opinion, and your rational approach do you credit, Commander. They will be taken into account. Let us continue. Aside from the source of the power, there is also the matter of its application. I cannot say the Commander and some of his companions are worse than demons, but they definitely mirror them in certain aspects, given the level of chaos they create. This is both dangerous and unacceptable. Whatever my power is, I only use it to oppose the world wound and to benefit the crusade. Aside from the matter of the power Reynard wields, we must scrutinize the commander's temperament. The main question of interest to us was whether we could rely on such an ally. What if he became a puppet in the hands of our enemies? To determine this, I took the liberty of staging a test that featured several treacherous demons. The result of this test was satisfactory, though it is far from what we expect from such a powerful ally. Enough. We have seen and heard enough. The verdict is clear. What we have heard is sufficient to include that the accusations against the commander are unsubstantiated. We have no reason to suspect our ally of treason or associating with a Rilu Vorlesh. From now on, the orders are prepared to provide all possible assistance to the Fifth Crusade. I disagree, and officially dispute this decision. Do you intend to maintain your cooperation with the individual known as the Commander of the Fifth Crusade, even after everything you have heard? Unbelievable. This stupid and perfidious decision puts you on the same page with the demonic lackey we have been discussing. Paralictor deranged is absolutely correct. Nobody has better knowledge or more in-depth experience in this matter than him. Deranged, that's enough. We are not going to argue like cantankerous old men. This decision is final, and you know that you have no means to dispute it. This is correct, I do not. But I have a different way of correcting your stupid, childish mistake. I hereby challenge you to a duel, Commander. This is irresponsible of you, deranged, but lawful. I cannot interfere, even though I very much want to. The orders refuse to support you, and you are making a fool of yourself to soothe your wounded pride. Such behavior is not befitting of a Paralictor. As you wish. Clear the room and make the necessary preparations.
Close ranks.
Let's do this. Let him come to me.
Well, that was easy.
Enough of this farce and this petty squabbling. The verdict has been passed and is not subject to appeal. The Hellknight orders have no complaints against the Fifth Crusade or its commander. Indeed, we are now confident we can completely trust you, Commander. From this moment, not only will the Hellknights continue fighting in the World Wound as allies of the Crusaders, we shall also put our elite squads under your command. The World Wound must be closed, and we will assist you to the best of our ability. We also apologize for the actions of Paralictor Regil deranged. He has overstepped his bounds and made a number of other questionable decisions that make us doubt his competence. He is henceforth removed from command of his chapter and stripped of his Paralictor rank, pending further orders from Godclaw headquarters. I hope there will be no further misunderstandings between us. There won't be, Commander. The purpose of this council was to eliminate them. Regil, now no longer a Paralictor, does not move or make a sound, but instead casts a quick glance that lets you know he'd like to speak in private.
I believe I owe you an explanation, Knight Commander.
I'm listening.
First, I'd like to paint you a picture of the situation I found myself in shortly before we met. I was one of the first to receive the information about an individual supposedly chosen by the gods who appeared in Canopris. This message was followed by the news that the Queen of Mendev had appointed this person as the commander of the new crusade. The orders reacted in every conceivable way. I imagine that you and anything even remotely related to you was being discussed in every corner of every Hellknight citadel. I did not have to be present to imagine the words spoken and the suggestions offered, nor the chaos. The orders often cannot agree, even among themselves. Anticipating the upcoming arguments, I submitted a petition and volunteered to attach myself to the new commander in order to assess his leadership and discover the true nature of his powers. But a good strategist looks far into the future. The role I gave myself was just the beginning. I watched and prepared contingency plans for every potential turn of events, such as if you turned out to be a menace that must be destroyed, or if you turned out to be a valuable asset and our best hope of triumphing over the abyssal host, an ally who must be supported, no matter the cost. I have been a Hellknight for most of my life. I know the orders like the back of my hand. All our might, determination, and glory, as well as our weaknesses. Unfortunately, it was clear that not all of us would appreciate the tremendous potential of such an important piece showing up on the board. I could write dozens of reports, give you the most stellar of testimonies, and that still wouldn't be enough to convince the skeptics.
What would you put in these reports? What is your honest opinion of me?
I believe you are our best chance of healing the world wound once and for all. There is more. I see you not as a tool or a game piece, but as an ally, and a commander with great leadership potential, which is why it is so important to remove the division between you and the orders.
What would the consequences of the Hellknights' disapproval be?
For you, the worst-case scenario would have involved a war on two fronts. Having said that, I do not think things would have gotten that far. You have proven yourself to be an ally to the entire world, not a threat to it. Still, even the loss of support from the Hellknights, or the hostility of individual highly aggressive orders, could have cost your crusade dearly. I wanted to avoid that crisis.
Go on.
Only a military tribunal would be able to resolve the issues between the Crusade commander and the Hellknights. As formal a hearing as possible, to assure the orders they had considered the case and have the chance to pronounce a verdict. The occasion also called for a sacrifice. A symbolic victim would reinforce the impression of a successful trial and a unanimous decision. Nothing bolsters the reputation of the accused like the public humiliation of their accuser. I was the obvious choice for the role. So I organized this tribunal and did my best to ensure that the Paralictors arrived at the only correct decision, given the circumstances. Of course, this meant that my reputation would be destroyed, and I would be stripped of my rank. But that's inconsequential. Such losses are acceptable. I make no great fuss about the bleaching, but I do realize the full scope of its effects. The Fifth Crusade is quite possibly my last campaign. The pressures of time push people to extreme measures, and I am no exception. My aim was more than simply to prevent the Hellknights from rallying against you. I wanted to strengthen your alliance, to give you a powerful army, a strong asset in the confrontation with the Abyssal host. My gambit was successful. I am satisfied.
Thank you, Regil. I appreciate your sacrifice.
Your gratitude is unnecessary. I did what had to be done. Now that we are entirely clear, let us return to the main objective. I still hope to see the matter of the World Root resolved once and for all.
That was a really interesting quest line. Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised that Regil I didn't think I would like him at first, and now he's one of my favorite characters. Traveling vendors from Elysium have come to the court, and they would be delighted to meet the commander. Camellia wants to talk. My friend, I should like to request your help. Remember how much fun we had in Alucionera? We went to the brothel together and had an excellent time there. You did enjoy that little adventure of ours, didn't you? I wish to invite you to go on another adventure with me. You wouldn't be opposed to escorting me to Canabres, to my father's old mansion, the place where I spent my childhood. I am certain that that is the place where I shall finally be able to contact Mireia. Why to Canabres specifically? Because it is what I want, understand? My desire alone must be enough for you. It seems I lost control over myself. I apologize. Over the last few days, I have expended great effort trying to summon Mireia and make her talk. The exertion, it has taken its toll on me.
The Guerre Mansion in Canabres, where I grew up, is a special place. It wasn't extraordinary before, but it has become so for me. It is there that I learned to communicate with spirits and embarked on the path of the shaman. It is where I took Mireia prisoner and bound her to my amulet. I am positive that it is where I shall finally manage to muster all my strength and break the wall Mireia has built against me.
What are we going to do there?
We shall try to find a comfortable place for meditation, and I shall summon Mireia's spirit. I don't yet know how exactly this can be done, but I believe I shall be able to figure it out once we are there.
Alright, we'll go to Canabres as soon as I have time to spare.
Thank you, my friend. I shall await your earliest convenience.
The burned girl's injuries can be healed, but the treatment will not be cheap. As regards her mental wounds, I am not sure that science is yet advanced enough to help her.
What? I need to be healed? But Nenio, I'm not even sick.
Yeah, might as well go deal with that. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back.
The reinforcements that came from Canabras and ran into a demonic blockade have turned out to be bait. Once Karamzadeh had heard of the commander's return from the Abyss, he decided to settle old scores. His army has cut the commander's forces off from Dresden in order to engage the Crusaders in a decisive battle. Despite all his trickery, Karamzadeh was once again defeated by the commander. The path to Dresden is now clear, and news of the heroic battle is on everyone's lips in Mendev and the Abyss. Alright, back to Canabras. Baphomet's demons spared no effort in breaking the stones of this solid rock. It wasn't until after the Crusaders finished them off and examined the mountain that they finally realized the reason for the determination. There is a vein of mithril in these rocks, a rare and extremely valuable metal. A demon who reigned here worshipped neither Baphomet nor Descari. With the help of his minions, he had built himself a little fort and used it as a base to mistreat many captured mortal slaves. Nice. A pack of plagued beasts had settled in what remained of an ancient war camp. As one Crusader bard told it, the camp likely belonged to warriors who followed Eredin into battle against the demonic invasion around 300 years ago. After clearing the camp, the Crusaders collected everything of value and left. Gargoyles. I might not be able to win this. Yeah, never mind. still haven't fixed these holes in the streets. Lady Camellia, welcome home. We have been expecting you. You have been expecting me? Indeed, my lady. Lord Worm ordered that you be sent to him as soon as you arrived. The commander is permitted to follow you, but I must ask your other companions to wait here. Refreshments will be served. Camellia, what's going on here? How curious. Horgus is here and waiting for me. But how did he know? Forgive me for being unable to answer your question, my lady, but those were the precise instructions I received from Lord Worm this morning. Why can't my companions come too? Lord Worm was most specific in his request, and I am afraid I cannot speak for his reasons. I can only assume that the conversation will be of a most delicate nature. Please, my friend, let's acquiesce to Horgus's request. I don't wish to make a scene before I fully understand what is going on here. Fine, so where should we look for Horgus? Lord Worm must be somewhere upstairs. He bid me say that Lady Camellia will have no trouble finding him. Please do come in. I was not expecting this. I thought the mansion would be empty, picked to the bones by marauders, if it were standing at all. But seeing it fully restored and inhabited... Well, it would be extremely impolite to keep our host waiting, wouldn't it, my friend? Let's go and have a chat with Daddy Dearest.
Beautiful!
Oh, we can go outside now.
Let's see what we can do.
Ah, camellias. I see they never stop blooming. On my father's orders, the garden must have camellias in bloom all year long. Whatever the season, whatever the weather. Why does he even bother, do you think? Is this a grave? You're right, but it wasn't that hard to guess, was it? This is the grave of my mother, Iris. She died when I was a child, so I scarcely remember her. I don't understand. Why would Horgus tend this grave all these years, and why would he plant camellias over it? My father has never showed any tendency towards sentimentality. I hate these flowers.
Here we go.
This is the grave of my pup. I dug it myself and buried the poor animal. Have I ever told you about him? He was so cute and warm. I simply adored petting his curly fur. until the moment when I suddenly realized that his little body was lying at my feet and his head was in my hands. You know, I don't even remember the pup's name. There have been so many others since him. Dogs, cats, birds.
I can handle it.
Ah, this is the room of my first mentor. Take a look around if you want to. I'm sure you could find many of the curious tools and devices she used during our lessons. I remember them all. This one makes thin wounds on the skin like a razor blade, while that one shreds skin to pieces. As for that one, the black one, it doesn't leave any marks on the skin at all, but deals so much pain your head spins. Why was your mentor so cruel to you? I don't know. Perhaps the old hag was once trained in the same way, or perhaps she simply hated me. Besides, in her eyes I was not the daughter of a noble family, but merely some urchin that the Honorable Horgus Gwyrm decided to take in off the street. Why did Horgus allow the Verisian woman to treat you like that? She moved into this house a few years after my mother's death. Horgus often had to go out of Canabras on business, so he gave me into the care of that old shaman, hoping that she would teach me to keep the spirits on a short leash. That old hag must have known what she was doing was illegal. She was very good at hiding the evidence of her teaching. She always made sure to heal my scars by the time my father came back. Anyway, the Verisian didn't even last 3 months here. Oh, how she wheezed when I plunged my stiletto into her throat, and her eyes, shocked and terrified in equal measure. The old crone never suspected a 6-year-old girl could be capable of such a thing. Why is Horgus still keeping these things around? Because I asked him to. I want to remember the pain, both the pain the Verisian dealt to me and the pain I paid back to her. The hatred I felt towards her lives in me to this day. Every time I enter this room, my hands start to tremble and my heart pounds as if it is trying to jump out of my chest. That burning hatred is my most vivid childhood memory. Let's get out of here. Yes, let's go. Basement. You weren't down here last time. As the saying goes, every family has a skeleton in its closet. In my case, all the skeletons are hidden in the cellar. This place holds special significance for me, because this is where I killed those thugs who tried to rob Horgus's mansion. They were caught by the guards, and I sacrificed them to Maria. This is where they are buried. I still find it hard to believe that Horgus allowed you to kill people just like that. I think he had no choice. He could not cure me of the spirit's influence no matter how hard he tried, nor could he hand me over to the authorities of Canabras, because then I should have certainly declared myself to be his illegitimate daughter and revealed all his secrets to the world. That would have stained the glorious name of Horgus Gwyrm that my papa values even more than his own life. I suppose he could have killed me and buried me right here in the cellar. I have no idea why he didn't do it while I was a little girl and he could overpower me.
Nevertheless, I can assure you that all my victims buried here were hardened criminals and thugs. No one shed a tear when they never returned from the Worm Mansion that night. So, how many skeletons are buried in this cellar? Oh, not as many as you may have assumed. Just the two, not counting the Varisian. Camelia's eyes dart around the room as if she is trying to make sure there is nothing that will give away her secrets. I don't believe you. What hard evidence do you have to support your doubts? However, if you wish to make sure that I am telling the truth, feel free to take a shovel and dig. But do not expect me to sit here obediently waiting for you to finish. And I must warn you in advance, Orgus buried all the victims as deep as he could. We have to go. Yeah, I couldn't get this door open last time.
Is that a trap?
Welcome to my room, my friend. I was about to apologize for the mess, but it appears the servants were ordered to clean this room. Well, do you have anything to say about the place where I spent my formative years? There are bars on the windows. They were always here. I moved to this room immediately after my mother died, and this is where I stayed, leaving it only on rare occasions. I suppose my darling papa was afraid that I would slip out without him knowing. Foolish man. If I had ever really wanted to escape, no bars on the windows could have held me. This bed looks too big for a child. I never thought about it. This bed was mine from the very beginning. As well as the countless dresses in the closet, the bouquets of flowers on the windowsill, and the sumptuous meals the servants used to bring me for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any time I wanted in between. I suppose the servants must have been whispering about me in dark corners, trying to understand why this strange girl was living here in the lap of luxury, although I never cared much about their gossip. Besides, Orgus changed servants as often as he changed his gloves, so none of the staff were ever here for very long. There are so many books in here. I've always loved reading. Books opened entire new worlds to me, and I could visit them all without ever leaving my chair. That's a hefty-looking lock on the door. Only Orgus himself and the mansion's head guard had a key to this lock. Even the servants had to call one of them to open the door so they could bring in my lunch. Sometimes I was allowed to leave the room, take a stroll in the garden, or to attend a fencing class with a specially hired teacher. Sometimes Orgus even took me out into the city, when there were festivities or if a trade caravan had arrived from faraway lands, but every time he did it, he made me promise that I would keep within 10 paces of him at all times. A promise. As if that could ever stop me. You lived like a bird in a cage, a gilded one, but still a cage. That's true, but this cage suited me perfectly. Freedom is always romanticized in books and songs. Artists love to glorify it, but most of them live in penury. They are beautiful ideals, to be sure, and I would happily read about them after yet another delicious dinner, ensconced in my soft, warm bed. Let's keep going.
Can't make the demons wait.
We are sure to find Horkus in his secret study. Before we enter, I should like to ask you one question, if you don't mind. You know our family's history better than anyone else in the world. Tell me, what do you think of Horkus as a father? He's not the best, but not the worst either. I'm sure he tried his best. So that's what you think. Why are you asking? No special reason. I just wanted to know your opinion of my father before we meet him face to face. Well, hello, Father.
Hello, Camellia. So you finally came, and you even dragged the commander along. I suspected that you wouldn't come here alone. You know, I've been wondering when you would finally show your face here. Haven't I always taught you that it is extremely impolite to be late for an appointment? Papa, you stink. I believe you will forgive me this weakness under the circumstances, and if you don't, you can always leave. I won't stop you. The door is right over there. Horgus, you were expecting us? This isn't a chance meeting? It was not you I was expecting, although I thought you might put in an appearance. No, I was waiting for Camellia. Some time ago I received a letter from my beloved daughter in which she invited me to meet her here at my mansion in Canabris. I came as quickly as I could. I have been here for several days now, waiting for my dearest daughter to arrive. Don't tell me you knew nothing about this meeting. Could it be that my sweet girl has you wrapped around her little finger, that she tricked you into coming here to watch the spectacle unfold? The little minx. What did you do after I left for the Abyss? I left Dresden as soon as the Queen took hold of the reins of government. Of course, I highly respect our dear Calfrey, but it was you I had followed into the crusade, not her. For whatever reason, I do not believe our Queen will succeed in her attempts to defeat the wound. So I moved to Nerosian while my mansion in Canabris was under renovation. None of that matters anymore, does it? I came here to help Camellia talk to the spirits. I didn't expect to meet you here. Surprised, were you? As for me, I knew the moment I received her letter why she wanted to meet with me. She wants to talk to the spirits, does she? How can you have spent so much time with my talented daughter without realizing that whenever Camellia wishes to talk to a spirit, it always involves murder? I have no idea what kind of spirit she has in that bone trinket, but why would it want so much blood? You do know that Camellia killed 5 people while she lived under this roof, don't you? First her mentor, an old Varisian woman, then 4 more. Well, they were thugs, bandits, and murderers. They had it coming, to tell the truth. They broke into this mansion seeking to rob us. That's Canabris for you, a border city with all kinds of riffraff lurking about. My guards caught them, tied them up, and tossed them in the cellar. They never reported the break-in to the authorities. Why bother? Those thugs would have been executed anyway. Bull Run always made short shrift of such rabble. But the things Camellia did to them down in that cellar, I never saw it myself, I only heard it. And then later, when I buried their corpses, I felt relieved that I was not in their place. Why did you condone Camellia's inclinations? Why did you protect her secret? Why did you cover up the murders? Camellia is the daughter of Horgus Gwyrm, a true daughter of my blood, though I may have concealed that fact from society. Yes, she is special, unusual, very sensitive to the world around her. Whose fault is it that the damned spirits drove her insane? I know nothing about spirits, I have never talked to them myself. But Camellia, she is naturally gifted. She understands them. She says we have a chance to learn how to close the world wound once and for all. The end justifies all means, doesn't it, Commander? What is a father to do? The bloodline of Horgus Worm cannot be broken, and I have no other heirs.
Camellia, what's going on here? Camellia, explain. Camellia jolts slightly and turns to you. Her eyes seem to look right through you. Her lips are parted and her rasping breath reminds you of an animal's growl. Her right hand is clutching a thin stiletto that seems to have come out of nowhere.
Isn't it obvious? She has finally come to take my life. I've been waiting for this moment since the day it all began. I knew it would come. Of course, I had hoped that Camellia would placate her spirits somehow, or perhaps that the commander would close the world wound and put an end to all these sacrifices. But it's too late for that now. I am ready to die. My whole life is a lie. It does not even feel like mine, but someone else's. I did everything I could to ensure that the name of Horgus Worm would go down in history and his bloodline live on. I have had to lie and cover up crimes along the way. Well, the time has come to pay the piper, and if my death helps to uncover the secret of closing the world wound, well, it's not the worst way to go. But before you do what you came here to do, Camellia, let me reveal my final secret to you. Talk. Your mother, Iris, genuinely loved you, Camellia, but after she saw how you killed that pup in the garden, she started to worry about you. It was she who insisted on the doctors and the psychics and the exorcists. They all examined you, but nothing helped. You kept on killing animals, neighboring cats, stray dogs. You told us stories about the spirits who whispered in your ear. Iris didn't believe you really had a special ability to communicate with the spirits. She didn't think you were gifted, but I did. As if a daughter of Horgus Worm could be no more than a lunatic. Several years passed like that. Several very grueling years, for Iris more than myself. And then one night, I entered your room and saw Iris leaning over your bed with a pillow in her hands. I pushed her away from you. It was dark. Iris stumbled and she hit her head on the corner of a cabinet. I buried her in the garden and planted a flower bed of camellias over her grave. I thanked the gods that you remembered nothing of that horrible night. Now you know everything, Camellia. Your entire family, you're all murderers. I'm not looking for excuses. I have long been ready to accept my fate. The bloodline of Horgus Worm will not be broken with my death. You killed my mother. You decided to tell me that now. Why? To unburden your soul? To show me how you protected me back then? Maybe you're hoping I'll hesitate before I stab you in your disgusting heart. Or are you trying to make me weep for my mother, the innocent victim? Well, I don't give a damn about her. The bitch wanted me dead and she failed. Good riddance, I say. And I don't give a damn about you either, Horgus Worm. I don't care about your bloodline or about any excuses you can come up with. Do you really think that I couldn't have escaped your mansion if I'd wanted to? You never acknowledged me as your daughter. There was no skin off my nose. You wanted to marry a noblewoman to continue the Worm line. Well, that was your own affair. You provided for me and didn't try to stop me communing with the spirits. I never wanted anything more from you. Now I don't need you anymore. I have Reynard who will protect me and hide me from justice if it comes for me. As for you, you are just garbage left over from my former life, and it's time to dispose of you. I'm not entirely sure I should stop her. I guess I'll just say nothing. A stiletto freezes in front of Horgus Worm's heart. Camellia licks her parched lip. Secret for a secret, Horgus. I have dreamed of doing this for a long time. I have dreamed of this without even realizing it was my heart's desire. You were always near, my protector and patron. How could I even entertain the thought of killing you? But the forbidden fruit is so much sweeter. Can you feel that? Just one little stab and your life starts to bleed out. My stiletto has pierced your heart. Now it withers, impaled, like a butterfly on a pin. If I drag the stiletto out now, you'll die quickly, but if I keep it in, you'll suffer longer. Perhaps even choke on your own blood. So which should I choose, The stiletto plunges into Horgus's chest right up to the handle. He coughs, blood bubbling on his lips. With the last vestiges of his strength, he stands before Camellia and looks her straight in the eye. Don't you have anything to say? Or do you think you can maintain some dignity even at the very end? You think you have it in you? You are garbage. Get out of my life. Die. Die once and for all, Horgus Squirm. Well, that's it. It's all over. Why then do I feel so tired? It was all over too quickly, don't you agree, my friend? As if something was missing. It's like having sex without climaxing. The end result is naught but exhaustion. Perhaps it is because Horgus did not try to resist. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. Let's have some more fun, shall we? Why didn't you tell me that Horgus would be waiting for us in Canabras? I just didn't. Perhaps I wanted to surprise you. Or perhaps I was worried that you'd try to talk me out of it. Did Maria really crave Horgus's blood, or was it you who wanted it? Yes, and yes. Maria and I are one. Her desires are my desires. We have become quite inseparable at this point. So are you ready to talk to Maria now? No, not quite yet. But don't worry, I shall be ready soon. Just one last step, one final drop. What did you have in mind? Horgus did bring me some small amount of pleasure, of course, but it was not enough. I want to make up for lost time, to let loose like never before, to celebrate my ultimate liberation. There are an awful lot of servants in this mansion. Let's gather them all in the garden and feed Maria with their blood together, you and I. What do you say? I have never done this with another person before. Until now, you have only been an observer, and I want my first time to be with you, my friend. Camellia, stop. You've killed enough. What right do you have to tell me what to do? I did not break free from Horgus's tyranny only to surrender to yours. I am free now, and I shall do as I please. Besides, it is Maria's will. A paltry 10 servants, and we shall be able to get through to her at last. The price is reasonable. You're insane. I should have killed you long ago.
Save the last one for me.
This pain is excruciating.
Horgus's will. I bequeath all my property to Camellia and acknowledge her as my daughter. Well, so much for that. Yep, she was chaotic evil all this time. Wow, nothing more for us to do here.
have a goal for my next playthrough. Kill Camellia at the earliest possible opportunity. I think that would be in the caves under Canabres. I don't know if it's possible to kill her upon first meeting her. I think you have to, like, throw her into battle against the monsters and just let them kill her. Well, anyway, I think I'll leave it there for now. So thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you all again some other time.